Right here, on the shoulder of South America, a city that shouldn't exist. Built below the ocean, protected by walls that hold back the Atlantic itself. One failure, and 200,000 people vanish underwater. This is Georgetown, Guyana, where every street defies nature, where the sea is the enemy and the savior. Most people have never heard of it, but after today, you'll never forget it. These are 30 geography facts that reveal why the city is a miracle or a disaster waiting to happen. Fact 1. The city below sea level. Georgetown sits on land below the level of the Atlantic Ocean. That means the sea is literally higher than the city, separated only by man-made seawalls and drainage canals. It's one of the few capital cities in the world built this way, a tropical version of the Netherlands in South America. Fact 2. Protected by a Dutch seawall. The iconic Georgetown seawall, first built in the 1800s by the Dutch, stretches over 280 miles along the coast. Without it, most of the city would be underwater during high tide. Even today, it's the frontline defense against rising seas and storm surges. Fact 3. Built on reclaimed land. Much of Georgetown exists because early Dutch settlers reclaimed swampy land from the sea, using canals, cokers, and dikes to hold back water. Every canal you see today is part of a centuries-old water management system. Fact 4. The legendary cokers. Georgetown's famous cokers, wooden sluice gates, open and close with the tide to drain excess water. They are a rare living relic of colonial Dutch engineering, still functioning in the 21st century. Fact 5. Flooding is a daily battle. Because the city lies below sea level, even heavy rain can cause flooding. Drainage pumps and canals constantly work to keep the city dry. It's a man versus nature balance that defines Georgetown's identity. Fact 6. A city on a coastal plain. Georgetown lies on Guyana's narrow coastal plain, a flat, fertile strip less than 5 feet above sea level. Beyond that, the land quickly rises into the vast rainforest interior. This plain produces much of Guyana's rice and sugar. Fact 7. The Demerara River's brown mystery. The Demerara River, which flows beside Georgetown, is naturally brown, not from pollution, but from rich sediments washed down from the rainforest. These minerals give the river its famous golden brown color, the same hue that inspired Demerara sugar. Fact 8. The longest floating bridge in the world once. The Demerara Harbor Bridge, just outside Georgetown, was once the longest floating bridge in the entire world, stretching 1.8 kilometers across the river. It's a lifeline connecting the capital to Guyana's western regions. Fact 9. The city's Dutch grid layout. Georgetown streets are laid out in perfect Dutch grids, with straight canals and parallel roads. If you look at a map, you can literally see the geometric precision of 18th century European city planning. Fact 10. Wooden city by design. Georgetown's architecture reflects its geography. The ground is too soft for heavy concrete foundations, so most homes were built in wood. This makes Georgetown one of the largest remaining wooden cities in the world. Fact 11. The Cathedral of Wood. St. George's Cathedral, 143 feet tall, is one of the tallest wooden buildings on Earth. Its lightweight design helps it withstand earthquakes and floods better than brick or stone. Fact 12. Rain shapes the city's rhythm. Georgetown gets over 80 inches of rain per year, with wet seasons from May to August and December to January. Locals plan their lives around the rain. Even street markets adjust hours based on weather patterns. Fact 13. Fertile soil from the sea. The city's rich alluvial soil was once seabed, full of marine minerals that make it perfect for agriculture. That's why Georgetown's outskirts are famous for rice, sugarcane, and coconut farms. Fact 14. The Atlantic that isn't blue. Unlike Caribbean islands, Georgetown's beaches aren't turquoise. They're brownish gold, colored by the sediments from Guyana's rivers. It's nature's reminder that the land and ocean are still connected here. Fact 15. The city faces the rising sea. Every year, the Atlantic rises a little higher. Climate scientists warn that parts of Georgetown could be permanently flooded within decades if sea defenses aren't upgraded. It's one of the world's most vulnerable capitals to sea level rise. Fact 16. Palm trees and drainage canals. At first glance, Georgetown's canals look like peaceful waterways, calm, green, and lined with graceful palms. But these canals are not just decoration, they are lifelines. Every one of them was carved out by Dutch engineers in the 18th and 19th centuries to control the flow of rainwater and prevent flooding. During high tide, the cokers close, trapping the water. When the tide recedes, they open, releasing the city's excess water back into the Atlantic. The result? A system that's both functional and beautiful, where palms sway above lotus flowers and the sound of frogs and flowing water echoes through neighborhoods. Few cities on Earth combine engineering and ecology this gracefully, turning flood canals into living gardens. Fact 17. The clock tower at the market aligns with the sun. Rising proudly above the bustling Stabroek Market, this clock tower isn't just a landmark, it's a geographical compass. Built in the 19th century, its architects aligned the tower east to west, allowing the morning sun to light up one face and the evening sun to touch the other. For generations, vendors didn't need digital watches. They knew that when the east clock gleamed, it was morning trade time, and when the west side caught the gold of sunset, it was time to close their stalls. Even today, the clock tower stands as a symbol of how Georgetown's daily rhythm is still tied to the movement of the sun. Fact 18. Home to migratory birds. Georgetown's lowlands and mangrove swamps are not just barriers against the sea. They're feeding stations for migratory birds. Every year, species from as far as North America and the Amazon basin stop here to rest, feed, and nest. The scarlet ibis, with its blazing red feathers, the snowy egret, and the blue heron all find sanctuary in the city's wetlands. These marshes, stretching behind the seawall, are part of a natural corridor connecting the Caribbean to South America. So even amid concrete and canals, Georgetown remains a crossroads, not just for trade, but for life itself. Fact 19. Colonial waterways beneath the streets. Beneath the city's surface, hidden under asphalt and houses, lie the ghostly remains of the first Dutch drains and ditches. These channels, dug nearly 300 years ago, still influence where floods happen today. Engineers say that some neighborhoods flood faster not because of poor design, but because ancient buried canals still redirect underground water flow. In a way, the ghosts of Georgetown's past still shape its geography. The city doesn't just live on top of history, it lives with it every time the rain falls. Fact 20. The city faces the sunrise. Georgetown faces directly east, one of the few Caribbean capitals to look straight into the Atlantic sunrise. Every morning, the first light of the new day touches the city's wooden roofs, its seawall, and the shimmering Demerara River. For locals, sunrise walks along the seawall are a daily ritual, a moment of peace before the city wakes. Geography turned lifestyle, where orientation meets inspiration. Fact 21. A city named by coordinates. Georgetown sits near 6.8 degrees north latitude and 58.2 degrees west longitude, almost perfectly near the equator. That means 12 hours of sunlight and 12 hours of night, every single day of the year. There are no long winters or endless nights, just balance. It's one of the few places where the rhythm of light remains constant, a reminder that the earth itself is steady beneath this city built on water. Fact 22. Hot, humid, and equatorial. Life near the equator means heat, constant, humid, and alive. Average temperatures stay between 25 and 32 degrees Celsius, but humidity often climbs above 85%. Yet this is what gives Georgetown its lushness. The greenery, the flowers, the thriving tropical gardens. Every drop of sweat, every humid breeze feeds the same ecosystem that keeps the city breathing. In Georgetown, the heat is not the enemy, it's the heartbeat. Fact 23. Groundwater below the city. Beneath the soft clay and sand of Georgetown lies an underground treasure, a natural freshwater aquifer. This hidden reservoir provides clean water when the surface rivers turn brackish during high tides. Scientists believe the aquifer formed thousands of years ago, sealed beneath layers of marine clay. It's one of the reasons the city can survive, even when salt water pushes inland. Below the surface lies a quiet protector, nature's insurance policy against the sea. Fact 24. Earthquakes rarely strike here. Unlike many Caribbean nations, Georgetown lies in a relatively stable geological zone. The city rests on the South American plate, far from major fault lines. So while the Caribbean islands battle occasional quakes and eruptions, Georgetown stands still. No volcanoes, no tremors, just the soft rumble of the Atlantic waves. In a world of shifting Earth, Georgetown is grounded, literally. Fact 25. Green City Vision. As Georgetown expands, urban planners are embracing a bold vision to make it the Caribbean's first true green city. New projects focus on restoring canals, planting mangroves, and creating green corridors for cooling and flood control. The idea is simple. Instead of fighting water, work with it. Public gardens, restored wetlands, and canal parks are becoming symbols of how the city can grow sustainably without losing its soul. A city born from water, learning again how to live with it. Fact 26. The Demerara's tidal pulse. Twice a day, something extraordinary happens in the Demerara River. The tide from the Atlantic pushes back inland, reversing the river's flow. For a few hours, boats actually drift upstream with the ocean current. It's a reminder of the delicate tug-of-war between river and sea, a dance that has shaped the land for centuries. Few capitals in the world can say their main river breathes with the ocean. Fact 27. From rainforest to ocean in a day. Drive just a few hours south from Georgetown, and the landscape transforms completely. Flat coastal plains give way to rolling hills, then to the vast emerald canopy of the Guyanese rainforest, one of the most biodiverse on the planet. In a single day, you can move from salt air to jungle mist, from mangrove roots to ancient trees older than empires. Few places on Earth pack so many worlds into so little distance. Fact 28. The only English-speaking capital in South America. Geographically, Georgetown belongs to South America. Culturally, it beats to a Caribbean rhythm. And linguistically, it stands alone, the only capital on the continent where English is the official language. This unique blend makes Georgetown a crossroads of identities, South American by soil, Caribbean by soul, and global by heart. Geography gave it borders, but culture made it boundless. Fact 29. Built on the Atlantic trade winds. The same northeast trade winds that once carried colonial ships now cool the city every evening. They sweep across the Atlantic, bringing fresh air and relief from the tropical heat. These winds shape everything, from the direction homes face to the way locals build verandas for natural ventilation. In Georgetown, even the wind has a purpose, invisible but vital. Fact 30. A city that shouldn't exist, but does. By all logic, Georgetown shouldn't exist. It's below sea level, built on reclaimed swamps, hemmed in by rivers and tides. Every year the sea threatens to take it back. And yet, it stands, proud, resilient, alive. The seawall still holds, the canals still drain, the people still thrive. Geography tried to drown it, but human spirit refused. Georgetown is not just a city of maps and coordinates. It's a living example of how people can adapt, innovate, and coexist with nature instead of conquering it. In a world racing toward the future, Georgetown whispers an older truth. That survival isn't about height or strength. It's about balance, patience, and understanding the land beneath your feet.